Have you ever wondered how the United States became the global powerhouse it is today? Our story begins with the first Native American tribes who traversed the Bering Strait some 15,000 years ago, creating vibrant cultures and societies long before the first Europeans set foot on these shores. Fast forward to the 10th century, we see the Viking explorers, led by the intrepid Leif Erikson, reaching what is now known as North America. However, it was not until the late 15th century that the voyages of Christopher Columbus brought the continent to the attention of the wider world. European powers, drawn by the promise of untapped resources and new lands, began to establish their first colonies. From the Spanish in Florida to the English in Virginia, these early settlements would shape the destiny of this vast continent. By the dawn of the 18th century, the stage was set for a clash of cultures and the birth of a new nation. As the 18th century rolled on, discontent brewed in the American colonies. This was a time when the seeds of revolution were sown deep in the hearts of the American people. They grew tired of the British rule, the heavy taxes, and the lack of representation. It was a time of bold acts, such as the Boston Tea Party, where colonists protested by dumping tea into the Boston Harbor, an act that shook the world. Then came the historical moment when the American colonies decided to break free. The signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776 was a daring act of rebellion and a proclamation of freedom. Key figures emerged during this period, like George Washington, a remarkable leader whose character and leadership played a pivotal role in leading the Continental Army to victory against the British. With the end of the Revolutionary War, the United States of America was born. A new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. The young nation would soon face its greatest challenge yet. As the 19th century unfolded, America was a land grappling with profound tensions. The Missouri Compromise of 1820, an attempt to balance the scales of power between free and slave states, only succeeded in stoking the fires of discontent. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860, an outspoken critic of slavery, was the final straw for many in the South. The nation was plunged into civil war, a brutal and bloody conflict that would last 4 long years. Key battles such as Gettysburg and Antietam became infamous for their staggering loss of life. Amidst the turmoil, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation of 1863 boldly declared that all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory were to be set free, a move that redefined the war's purpose. The Civil War marked a turning point in American history, setting the stage for the modern era. From the ashes of the Civil War, the United States began its ascent to global prominence. The late 19th century heralded the onset of the Industrial Revolution in America, a time of rapid industrial growth and technological innovation that transformed the nation's economy and society. The United States was a young nation on the move, driven by a spirit of progress and ambition. Into the 20th century, the nation's influence would extend beyond its borders, as it found itself embroiled in 2 world wars. These global conflicts tested the mettle of the nation, but also underscored its growing influence on the world stage. Amid these upheavals, the Great Depression struck, a devastating economic downturn that reshaped the country's social fabric and economic policies. Through resilience and innovation, the United States navigated these tumultuous times. By the middle of the 20th century, the United States had emerged as a global superpower. From its humble beginnings to its rise as a global superpower, the history of the United States is a tale of triumph, struggle, and resilience. It all began with the arrival of the first Native American tribes, who laid the roots of a diverse and rich culture. This was followed by the era of exploration and colonization, forever changing the landscape of the continent. Our journey then took us to the Revolutionary Era, a time marked by the birth of a nation and its fight for independence. The subsequent chapters were filled with moments of division and unity, leading up to the Civil War, a critical junction in the nation's history. Finally, we saw the United States rise from the ashes of 2 world wars, embodying resilience and strength. It emerged as a global superpower, influencing world events and shaping the course of history. The history of the United States serves as a reminder of the indomitable spirit of a nation and its people.